let's look at how the correlation coefficient varies as we change the number of points in a scatter plot, how the visual appearance of the scatter plot changes as we change the number of points in the correlation coefficient. So this is an example of a correlation coefficient of 0, n equals 50 points. It's scattered. There's no trend to what's going on. If there's linear association, there's going to be a general trend. You could sort of fit a line that will follow the points somewhat. It will account for some of the variability. All right, what happens as r gets bigger? Okay, point 3. Now we're starting to see a little bit of a positive trend to what's going on. Yes, not very strong, still a lot of scatter. Okay, point 4, getting a little bit more tightly clustered. Point 5, point 6. As it grows, the points get more tightly scattered until eventually, if they all fall exactly on a straight line, the correlation coefficient is +1 if the line slopes up. It's -1 if the line slopes down. So as we go down, so there's correlation coefficient of -1. All the points fall on a line that slopes down. And as we increase the correlation coefficient from -1, we get more and more and more scatter, generally a negative trend as long as r is negative. By the time we get to roughly 0, there's no trend up or down in the data, but the data are quite scattered around essentially a horizontal line. And then again, as the correlation coefficient climbs, they get more and more tightly clustered around the line that has positive slope instead of negative slope. Right? So the number of points increases. You get a different visual appearance that's coming just from the fact that there's more points, right? It's somehow, things look a little denser in the middle, not because 0.66 is a huge correlation coefficient, but just because there's a lot more points. Now, okay, so there's 200 points, correlation coefficient of 0.6, 0.7. Again, if I make this -1, they're going to all lie on a straight line with negative slope, +1, straight line with positive slope.